In today's video, we discussed by popular request last week the Holy Guardian Angel. So thanks to everyone who commented requesting it. I appreciate you. So our conversation today can be looked at as entirely an emanation of my imagination, which is true as all is mind, and thus all is imagination. Consciousness being the true reality, and the outer being a reflection or emanation of it. I see the Holy Guardian Angel as an aspect of consciousness, and although could be labeled differently and referred to in many different ways, it implies the same thing. The chief purpose of the Holy Guardian Angel is to act as a messenger and counsel in your mind with matters of your heart, your true purpose. The conversation with the Holy Guardian Angel feels like a conversation with a best friend, because it is a best friend. Here we see parallels with being your own best friend. Now, as a person continues on the journey to live how they truly desire to live, the perhaps once faint presence of the Holy Guardian Angel may even seem to externalize itself into form, or so it appeared that way for me. For example, I remember when I left my corporate career in 2009 to start my IT business. I used to run in the morning by the lake as I had moved down to Toronto. I lived in the Junction neighborhood and used to run through High Park down to Lakeshore, and at times there were tears of joy running down my face as I felt even more connected with my true purpose. One time it appeared as this giant angel flying beside me, giant and majestic. Now the term angel derives from a Greek word, a translation of a Hebrew word meaning messenger. The Greek philosopher Socrates claimed to have a divine messenger who guided him and would counsel him from acting when an action would have been detrimental to him. Another connection we see going back to antiquity with divine messengers that played an intermediary role between humanity and the divine was Thoth from ancient Egypt. He was Hermes to the Greeks. To the Romans, he was Mercury, depicted with winged sandals, indicating that he could travel instantly back and forth from the material world to the divine world, and served as the scribe of the divine, an interpreter, an advisor for humanity. In the Kabbalion, he was known as the great reconciler of seemingly divergent viewpoints. As I say, we say the same thing, although we may say it differently. Now, this made sense to me later on as when I speak with the Holy Guardian Angel from one state of mind, it feels like I'm talking with myself. Yet in another state of mind, it feels like I'm speaking with a separate entity. And so the wonderful thing is, over the years, I developed the ability to instantly switch the states so I can experience them both ways, as I found distinct benefits in experiencing in both states. Thoth was said to be Quetzalcoatl in Mexico, who taught humanity the use of the two gifts bestowed. They were mind and speech. He was also said to be the messenger sent to free humanity from mental slavery, to think for ourselves, and be how we truly desire to be. And speaking of truly desire to be, I'm referring to the discovery and living of your true purpose. This can also be referred to as aligning with divine will or heart's desires. This simply means what you personally love beyond beliefs and belief systems that suppress, repress, and deny the true nature of desire. And by that note, the Holy Guardian Angel has a chief purpose: to align the individual self with the spiritual self, which again is the true purpose to know love and experience love in life. The Holy Guardian Angel acts as an intermediary between heaven and earth, as the Hermetic axiom goes, as above, so below. Or it could be said in another way: Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So you exist in the physical world, and at the same time, you exist in heaven. Although you may experience yourself to be in the physical body, you also exist in another dimension, which sees past, present, and future, and the contents of eternity as a present whole. So mind, although a lot of times focused as human experience, is beyond the body, and the body is an emanation of the mind. And you truly are the awareness of it all. Thus, you are beyond the body and mind, although for human experience interconnected with it. As Neville Goddard once said, you are now in the Garden of Eden, and the garden is your mind. So we welcome the Holy Guardian Angel into mind to counsel with us, part of a divine plan, which may not make sense now, yet eventually it does, which is, there is and was nothing to fear in mind. There are no enemies in mind, and all are in your favor, even if it may not appear that way. This simply means peace and love within mind, which expresses as peaceful and loving life. So you were actually never banished out of the garden of your mind. Shame-based beliefs can cause that illusion in which a person feels disassociation with their mind, body, and world. The Holy Guardian Angel counsels with you to keep the garden of your mind with thoughts of how you truly desire to be. So do you see the parallel here with thought? God simply, without shame or condemnation, takes what you have planted in mind and externalizes it for you as life. God's power simply is. It is then thus only certain beliefs in mind that could distort this truth. Eden is your mind. Adam and Eve represent the conscious and subconscious aspects of mind, and God is the unseen power that takes what is consciously planted into the subconscious and externalizes it for you. Any shame, fear, or doubt regarding this creative process is caused by identification to fear, shame, or doubt-based beliefs, which can distort the truth and cause a person to drift in mind, which reflects as related circumstances in life. So it's truly all love. You are truly love, and thus love is the true nature and peaceful state of mind. From there, all related to love are added automatically unto you as life experiences by the unseen power within you. And by love, it means love is the true origin, the true destination, the true journey, as in your essence itself is love. Which is why it is said that you can't really seek for what you already are, because you are what you already seek. Thus, to exist is to be love. You'll find that your holy guardian angel brings you to this awareness by releasing identification to whatever mental slavery beliefs in mind which cause unnecessary suffering. Now, you are also given by grace, nothing to do to earn it. You have it, the kingdom, which is the realm of infinite possibilities, all viewed in imagination. It is the contents of eternity, and you see it all in your mind's eye. From the infinite world of imagination, you can have all that you desire. For to desire a state is to already have it, as we discussed in Sunday's video, which I'll link to in the description. Desire, thus, does not equate to suffering, unless one is identified with a definition that implies desire equals suffering due to ignorance of the true nature of desire, which is, to desire is to already have. and if identified with separation-based beliefs between desire and fulfillment that distort the relationship between desire and fulfillment, that can create unnecessary suffering. So thus, the holy guardian angel is a mind purifier and reconciler. It guides you through the spiritual alchemy process that we discussed last week. I'll link in the description to the video. So the heart's desires, in the purest essence, is love. And you are love. So by that definition, you already have it. And so you simply allow all that implies to be added unto you, externalized as life experiences that match. The holy guardian angel is there to counsel you in relation to your desires, your relationship with your true purpose, and ensures that desires of the heart are not confused nor distorted by beliefs. And by purpose, it is meant what you truly want, not what anyone or anything is telling you that you should or should not want. Thus, the holy guardian angel does not control you, but rather, through an exploratory conversation, facilitates formulating your own conclusions. You'll find the holy guardian angel to be a masterful communicator using words, symbols, images, emotions, whatever, freestyle, to contribute to you being how you truly desire to be. This is very helpful if a person has been encouraging distinct and valuable ideas in their mind, yet feels misunderstood, or does not seem to have anyone to talk to about these ideas. And if they do speak with others about these distinct ideas, they feel discouraged. It is where if someone feels lonely in this world, they realize that they are not. So my story of meeting my holy guardian angel goes back to around 6 years old. I had a traumatic experience at that time. I felt lonely and scared, and I felt that I couldn't talk to anyone about it. At that time, I heard a voice, and it started speaking with me. It comforted me and said that one day this will all make sense. And not only will it make sense, it would have contributed to being who you would one day become. And you'll be very happy with who you become. And this experience of hearing a voice didn't startle me, not one bit. Rather, I felt completely comfortable and safe. Now, over the course of my life, whenever I felt alone or involved with anything where I felt misunderstood, this voice would show up and we would talk, and it would always say wise things. And when I learned from its counsel, things always worked out. Over the years, I built a relationship with this voice. And I'd say since 2018, I actually found that I would even prefer to have conversations with this voice over conversations with others on certain matters. Now, as I say this, keep into consideration, for me, I don't experience this as a voice like being in a room and hearing a voice coming from one corner, but rather a still, soft voice within. A silent voice. And over the videos over the years, I would refer to this sometimes as the true inner voice, which was distinct from mental chatter. As a matter of fact, this voice helped me make sense of the mental chatter if it became too pronounced, and it cleared up. So I meditate, which clears up the mental chatter. And also a lot of times, a 2-second inner conversation with the holy guardian angel also clears it up, like a 20 or 40-minute meditation would. So I actually do both as applicable, and I find that they complement each other quite nicely. It also helps me decide from all the information that is presented in this world what is related to my true purpose and what is not, laser fast. And then at a certain point, I decided to call it my holy guardian angel. So for me, the holy guardian angel emerged this way. And then at a certain point in my life, I assigned it the title of Holy Guardian Angel. Now, one day I was running and I had an inner conversation with the Holy Guardian Angel. And I asked, what happens to us eventually? And it said, we will eventually merge. And this became my experience the last few years. Now, those that are into Carl Jung might say, I reintegrated a part of myself. Or we could choose to see the Holy Guardian Angel from many different perspectives. With that kept into consideration, allow yourself to relate to it in your own way. Give it your own title or not. It's really up to you. So does the Holy Guardian Angel truly exist? Well, we're taught that anything we imagine already exists. As Neville Goddard once said, we must pray to God believing that God exists. So the degree of its reality is determined by the degree of conviction we have. So it's really then up to each person to accept the fact or deny its existence. I'm not going to tell you what to think or not think when it comes to the Holy Guardian Angel. So you can come up with your own way of relating with what I'm saying, keeping in consideration that all things exist in imagination. And thus it's up to each of us to choose what we want to experience. And I wouldn't say that one way is better than the other. Find what works for you that accomplishes the same end if you find what is being shared here helpful. So where what we would call conventional psychology practices failed for me, the Holy Guardian Angel triumphed. Now the all, or infinite, is considered in Hermeticism as unknowable. And thus the Holy Guardian Angel acts then as a counselor between our human existence and our divine existence, as a two-way messenger, by which through the conversations that occur within the individual's mind, the conclusion is formed and thus accepted as true with a firm conviction. That conviction is then taken and some way somehow manifested for the individual by the unseen power within them. Now this was also mentioned in Think and Grow Rich, where Napoleon Hill said, "There comes to your aid and to do your bidding with the development of the sixth sense, a guardian angel who will open to you at all times the door to the temple of wisdom." So imagine for a moment never, ever feeling lonely, knowing that you always have someone to talk to and work with the unseen power in the sacred holy garden of your mind to make sense of all information with you, not against you, and to facilitate taking care of everything for you. Do you see the relationship there? Holy guardian of your mind and holy guardian angel. This has a powerful practical effect. You no longer experience approval seeking, validation seeking, because your inner world provides all of it end to end. And if you choose to be around others, you genuinely choose to, without desperate or needy strings attached. This is how we have healthy, harmonious relationships and true masterminding with loving compassion with others and deep emotional intelligence. And also, a healthy respect for each person's garden of mind. Simply put, allowing them to live how they truly desire to live as they reciprocate the same for you. Now, when it comes to connecting to and building a relationship with the Holy Guardian Angel, as articulated from my experiences and opinions that I share today, I came to it in a way that appears different than the different books that I read and the videos that I watched, although there were similarities. And so I found also, speaking with others about this, some came into relationship with the Holy Guardian Angel in different ways, while there are also those who share similar ways. That stated, there are many ways one can cultivate this inner relationship, And as mentioned in the beginning, it may even be referred to by some in different ways, yet implying the same thing. So the way I would personally suggest is to first acknowledge and accept that there really is an aspect of consciousness that we can relate to as the holy guardian angel. Then I would encourage more so in general, as I do all throughout the videos, having more loving conversations with ourselves in general. Then organically, the title can emerge, or as I mentioned, I crowned the voice as Holy Guardian Angel. Also keep into consideration, I do hold different forms of invisible counsel in mind as well, which might not include the Holy Guardian Angel, although the Holy Guardian Angel may be invited to some of them. So there are different ways of connecting with the Holy Guardian Angel that you may find helpful out there. Also worth noting, as mentioned, when I did read information and watch videos on the subject, I found many parallels to what I mentioned in this video from my personal experiences. So simply put, enjoy more time with yourself. Become your own best friend. Counsel with yourself. And build a relationship with yourself. From there, you can, if you'd like, designate certain inner conversations with the Holy Guardian Angel. And as you do, you too will experience the benefits from the relationship. And like with any good relationship, it continues to grow with shared experiences and relating together before, during, and after life experiences as you continue to live your true purpose, which is love. So I trust you found this video to be helpful. Let's go ahead and conclude this with an auto-suggestion to further encourage. You can say, I'm guided from within to do what I love. Everything that shows up is seen as in harmony and in contribution with how I truly desire to be. I am complete inside, have everything inside, and thus I am safe in mind to be and have all that I desire, which reflects as life experiences done for me in a joyous, peaceful, loving way via the unseen power that dwells in the garden of my mind. If you would like a copy of this mind map, the link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk with you soon. Take care.